Okay, for those who join now, we are just getting through the few slides. What is the core requirement to get placed in core companies? What we are just discussing about. And I told that in next 20 minutes, this PPT session will get over presentation. And then last 5 minutes, I'll be giving you some secrets to get placed in core companies, which we follow. And we as a core company as well, we stick on to that particular 2 secrets only. That I'll be revealing you at the end of this session. So kindly, get attached to this session, have this go through, and next 30 minutes I'll be revealing the secret, and then last 5 minutes we'll have the question and answer session as well. And these are the steps that we are discussing. That's what is actually the core company. So getting the exact stream of the focus is what the code means. And to understand it better, we take a case study of Google interview. So how the Google interview is being done, the selection process is basically the candidate focus on abilities, knowledge, skills, experience, and various other related factors as well. So these are the 4 stages that the Google recruitment follows. The first is aptitude test, and then next goes with the coding test, and then comes the client interview, then comes the HR or the technical interview as well. So the stages are the 4 stages, but the streamline in terms of attending the number of client interview varies, the number of HR varies. It depends upon the total volume of the candidates that's being present for the interview as well. Now getting to the next point. So this is the general case study that's happened with Google Analytics recruiting strategy, and here it goes with logical reasoning. They have 10 questions, aptitude 10 questions, and technical is what is more focused on, which carries 15 marks, and then the 15 questions, and then go with the general English, which has 5 questions. So totally we have 40 questions. The time limit given is 15, and few are descriptive. So they want you to actually write down a certain descriptive answers as well. And here if you see the academic criteria, the minimum 65% mark is what is required in both 10th, 11th and the graduation as well. So no backlog should be there at the time of applying. So basically in core companies, since it's being a core company, they're looking for the core strategy, because you have to get specialized in your particular engineering stream is what they look into it. So definitely most of the core companies, they always looking for students who doesn't have backlogs. So my personal suggestion is, you are in second year and third year, so probably if you have any backlogs, so kindly work on it and try to get it sorted out as soon as possible. So when you get into the final year, so you can just directly get into the streams of focusing on the core companies. So here is the reason why excuse. So here is the reason why these tests have been performed. Test descriptions, as you all know, in certain logical reasons, the descriptive is being they want you to write certain descriptive answers, because நீங்க ஆன்சரை எப்படி நீங்க செலக்ட் பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டு they doesn't know. So we sometimes have the attitude of selecting the answer inky pinky ponky. So அந்த மாதிரி ஆன்சர்ஸ் நம்ம ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்றோமா, இல்லைன்னா லாஜிக்கலா கரெக்டா தான் ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்ணிருக்காங்களா அப்படின்றதுக்காக there is always a criteria of checking the description what you have written. So how you have analyzed that this is what is the answer is something that is being required. So அதனால தான் இந்த பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் டெஸ்ட் டிஸ்கிரிப்ஷன்ல அது என்டர் பண்ண சொல்லியோ இல்லைன்னா ரெஜிஸ்டர் பண்ண சொல்லியோ சொல்லுவாங்க. So then going into the Google interview process, so client interview is very important, because in certain criteria, in certain places, you will be given certain clients. You have to talk to the clients. So in the பார்க்கும்போது social communication skills is very, very important. As you know, they give certain, it's like a client call. It will be a phone call in terms of getting into the client interview. So client interview, you will be given an option to talk as if you are handling the client. So உங்களுடைய handling strategy எப்படி இருக்கு, So how well you are able to handle the calls, how well you are able to give some solution for the problem that is being required. So and the criteria will be seen in client interview. So then getting into the technical interview, obviously since it's a core company, so they focus more on your technical skills, your core analytics technical skills, and we'll be discussing about different streams la technical criteria namakku thevandradhu we'll be discussing in further presentations as well. And finally, HR interview, end of the day, they check your attitude towards the work, your attitude towards the job, your attitude towards getting into the company, your attitude towards focus on what is actually required in life. So all that, your salary expectation is all will be discussed in HR interviews as well. So now we are getting into the core sets. So those who haven't listened so far, now we are getting into the very important aspect. So kindly concentrate. So we are getting into the most important aspect in this presentation. So what is the skill set we can develop, or what are the skill sets required to get placed by the core companies? So it was clear that not only academic matters companies, because the companies expect something more than your marks. 65% இருந்தா போறோம்ன்றாங்க, backlogs மட்டும் இல்லாம இருந்தா போறோம். They doesn't want you to be very high end in terms of your marks. So obviously there are something more the core companies expect you other than the academic part of you. That's what we are going to discuss now. So what is the skill set that we can develop and which is being required in terms of getting placed in core companies? So here is where we are getting into the big picture of this complete presentation. So now on a whole, we have two skills that you guys everyone know. So one is soft skill, the other one is hard skill. Both of them are equally important, so neither of you cannot neglect. So both of it is very important. So they both plays a major role in terms of getting into the core companies, recruited by the core company. So what are the soft skills and why they are important? Soft skills definitely very important. So நிறைய பேர் சொல்லலாம், எனக்கு attitude இருந்தா போதும், எனக்கு knowledge இருந்தா போதும், கம்யூனிகேஷன்லாம் தேவையில்லை அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இப்போ ரீசெண்டா நிறைய பேர் அந்த மாதிரி பேசுறாங்க. So obviously I'm not denying that statement, but I don't fully agree with that statement, because soft skill is something that is very 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 important, and that is the way, because communication also comes under the soft skill. So உங்களுக்கு knowledge இருந்தாலும், if you have very good attitude, if you have very good skill, if you don't have the skill to express it, or if you don't have the skills to actually share with the others, if you don't have the skills to have interlinked with your colleagues, so நாளைக்கு நீங்க கம்பெனி போகும்போது you will have colleagues. இன்னைக்கு பார்க்கும்போது இந்த ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு பிரசன்டேஷன் ஆர்கனைஸ் பண்றதுக்கு ஒரு அட்மின் பீப்புள்ல இருந்து, உங்களுடைய லெக்சரர்ல இருந்து, ஸ்டாஃப்ல இருந்து நாங்க ஒரு டெஸ்ட் ரன் பண்ணி எல்லாமே கம்யூனிகேட் பண்ணி அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் we are able to present to you guys. So behind any work there is a teamwork. So in a teamwork, definitely communication is very 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 important. So on the communication skills illan sonna, the conversation or the transfer of knowledge what we are having, or the transfer of requirement what you want cannot be explained well. So that is very important. So coming into the importance of soft skills, that's what we've been discussing. With the advent of hiring for attitude, employers focus on soft skill more than ever. Yeah, அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்போது soft skills in the workplace are the driving force behind any company's success. Excuse. It's thanks to soft skills that team members are able to effectively collaborate with each other and achieve synergetic results. So எந்த ஒரு கம்பெனி எடுத்தாலும் கூட teamwork is very 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 important. So either it may be a school, or it may be a college, or it may be a company. நாளைக்கு நீங்களே உங்க காலேஜ்ல ஒரு சிம்போசியம் நடத்துறீங்க அப்படின்னும் போது ஒரு இண்டிவிஜுவல் பர்சன் cannot do. So you need a team where you need to converse, you have to have the conversation within your the teams. You have to share the ideas, and the ideas share பண்றதுக்கான communication இருக்கணும். It is not only the language, it is the attitude, or it is the skill that you can transfer what you have in mind. So it may be a presentation, or it may be in paper, or it may be in terms of verbal, or however it is. So எப்படி ஒரு ஐடியா கொண்டுறீங்க, for example you're going to design a poster, you're going to design a banner, So on the banner designing la output இப்படி வரணும்ன்ற visionary thinking you should need to have. You need to have the creativity as well. So இங்க பார்க்கும்போது see even in those important soft skills we have this creativity, we have this idea, we have the business idea, we have the problem solving skills. All that comes under the soft skill aspect. So all the soft skill is very, very important. Now, what are the soft skills? See, if you guys see, I am ready to share this PPT as well. If you guys want to take a screenshot of particular thing, then and there, நான் ஸ்லோவா தான் போயிட்டு இருக்கேன். ஸோ உங்களுக்கு இந்த பர்டிகுலர் திங் தேவைன்னு சொல்லும்போது யூ கேன் வெரி வெல் டேக் அ ஸ்கிரீன்ஷாட் இன் யுவர் மொபைல் அண்ட் எல்லாமே ஸ்கிரீன்ஷாட் எடுக்கணும் அவசியம் இல்லை. உங்களுக்கு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு வரும்போது now I am going to after few minutes will be segregating with different departments. ECல எது ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும், ஐடில எது ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும், மெக்கானிக்கல் எது ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும், ECல எது ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணணும். So all that we are going to categorize. So I think your college has 5 streams and the 5 stream alone I have segregated right now in this presentation. So probably your stream, unga stream varumbodhu I think you can take a screenshot as well. So you can have it reference as a reference for the future as well. So I have also selected few of the top listed core companies as well that will be there in the presentation. So as we run through. So these are the soft skills that is being the recruiters expect from the candidates. So basically the time management, obviously, then you have the assessment and evaluation, goal setting. See, ஒரு particular point போன பிறகு initially நீங்க போன பிறகு the next level that you will be promoted to is a team leader. So initially ஒரு manager உங்களுக்கு operations கொடுப்பாரு, ஒரு project கொடுப்பாரு, அந்த project நீங்க பண்ற ஒரு team mate இருப்பீங்க. But on a whole பார்க்கும்போது ஒரு particular point the next level that the hierarchy that you will be focusing on is a team leader. The team leader பார்க்கும்போது it is there in everywhere. ஒரு core company பார்க்கும்போது manager னு சொல்லுவோம். ஒரு soft skill இல்லனா ஒரு IT கம்பெனிலயோ இல்லனா ஒரு computer science related software companyல பார்க்கும்போது நம்ம team leader னு சொல்றோம். So project manager சொல்றோம். So on a whole it is a manager. So as a manager if you are going to that level, obviously there will be certain things given to you and you have to set the goals. You have to set what are the requirements that is needed and you have to set all the pros and cons that is required to make that job done with your team. So goal setting is very important soft skills that every recruiter is right from as a fresher they are looking into. So they see in another 5 years how you will be. அது எல்லாமே அந்த ஆட்டிடியூட்லயும் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு கோல் கொடுக்கும்போது என்னால முடிக்க முடியும்ன்ற கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் ப்ரொஜெக்ட் பண்றது தான் இட்ஸ் வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் இன் டர்ம்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஆல் தட் ஐ வில் பி ஷேரிங் இன் த லாஸ்ட் 5 minutes about the secrets as we complete this presentation. Then of course we have managing appointments. You need to manage the appointments, multitasking, prioritizing. So எந்த வேலை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பண்ணணும், எந்த வேலை செகண்ட் பண்ணணும். So how to prioritize the job, how to prioritize the work. So even with your teammates as well. So that is also is very important. And then next goes with the resource management. I think we have only 20 more minutes. I'll run through little fast. So then we go with resource management, then organizing, your problem solving, and then you have the communication, your confidence. So how well you can project. See, most of the companies, நீங்க உள்ள போன பிறகு உங்களுக்கே தெரியும், most of your elder brothers or elder sisters who got placed in different companies, ஒரு particular point again they will send you to the on-site. So on-site போகும்போது you are carrying the value of the company. எங்களே பார்க்கும்போது if I send somebody from my company or if I go and represent somewhere, I am carrying the market value, I am carrying the value of iCube Robotics. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது so there should be a confidence in you. So அந்த confident level ரொம்ப அதிகமா இருக்கணும்ன்றது எல்லாரும் எதிர்பார்ப்பாங்க. So because as time goes, when you go out representing your company, you are representing the backbone. You're becoming the backbone, completely representing your company. So on-site project லாம் போகும்போது you are representing that particular company. So confident is very important soft skill. Actually soft skill ல confident பேசவே மாட்டாங்க நிறைய பேர். So they always focus on communication and attitude, but confident is also one of the very most important soft skills that a recruiter expects, and we as a recruiter expect as well. And then openness in mind. So openness in mind is accepting the ideas. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சது தான் கரெக்ட், என்னோட இருக்கிறது தான் வந்து பெர்ஃபெக்ட்ன்ற மாதிரி இல்லாம accepting the ideas of getting in. So all that will comes into the secret that I'll be sharing the last 5 minutes. Then you have this presenting skill, of course public speaking. So as I told you earlier, as I told you earlier, when you get into this on-site meetings and other stuff, so there you'll have this public speaking will be very important. So திடீர்னு உங்க கம்பெனில இவர் இங்க இருந்து ஆன் சைட்ல வந்திருக்காரு, ஸோ ஹில் பி எக்ஸ்பிளைனிங் அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு கம்பெனில போயிட்டு ஆன் ஃப்ளோர்ல ஒரு 100 எம்ப்ளாயி உட்காந்துருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அங்க வந்து திடீர்னு ஹில் பி எக்ஸ்பிளைனிங் அபவுட் த ப்ராஜெக்ட், glimpse of project போது obviously you need to talk to those 100 people, which is nothing but the public speaking skills. So that skill is also very important. And then comes the storytelling and collaboration, decision making skills, innovation, insights and brainstorming, of course drawing conclusion, your body language, so how well you carry yourself, and your clear speech and writing. All that are part and parcel of soft skill recruitment that an expert requires from a fresher. Then comes the hard skill. Obviously hard skill unga ellarukume theriyum, it is completely focusing on the other aspect of the soft skill, like marketing skills irukkalam, how well you're carrying out your technical abilities that you can fit in the job. All that comes under the category of this hard skills. So now coming to your point, so coming to the exact focus point of discussing about the required skills. So let us see how many participants we have right now. Okay, so we have 65 participants now. Good. So guys, if you have any doubts, you can have this chat. In the last 5 minutes we'll discuss the question and answer session as well. So now the most important aspect. So I think these are the important streams that you have in your college. So I didn't take the other streams like mechatronics and architecture, so I don't want to waste that time, so I deleted all the PPTs that is related to that. So let's focus on these 5 major categories. I hope these are the major categories that you have in your college, and let's discuss certain things that is required particular in terms of this main streams of engineering. So coming into the CSE, computer science, and then the EEE, ECE, IT and mechanical. So starting with computer science, see, these are the top companies. So computer science students, you can take a screenshot. So these are the top companies, top core companies considered in terms of computer science engineering stream. So you have TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL, Accenture, Cognizant, Microsoft, IBM, Adobe, Google, Facebook, Accenture, Cisco, Oracle. Sun Microsystem also comes under that. Yahoo, Tech Mahindra, you have Mahindra Satyam, Flipkart, Snapdeal. See, this is what taken from a survey, that top list of the core companies in that particular stream. There are also the other companies, but these are being given a strategy of top list companies. And what are the skills that they expect? The top in demand software development programming language that is being required is C, C++, SQL, obviously Java, and now Python. Machine learning as well is being coming into the picture, JavaScript, Ruby, LASP, and then you have Perl. So these are the different programming language that the recruiters are demanding in recent days. So now coming to the next part, electronics and communication engineering. Yes, you have the core knowledge. Electronics and communication engineering students always have a diplomatic strategy of getting into the different stream, but you always have the part of getting into the software, also the hardware, and also the core companies as well. But there are certain criteria in ECE that the core companies are looking more into it. More of electronics and communication engineers are required in recent days, because all the communication aspect, even the IoT as well, so the artificial intelligence, so communication aspect as well, so they look into the electronics and communication engineering into the core knowledge of getting into the stream of these kind of wrap over companies as well. So now let's focus on the electronics and communication. So EC is core knowledge, yes, you must be confident on all subjects related to that particular domain. It's not that only the communication alone. So electronic parts also comes into the consideration. So there you need to have the confidence of all the subjects related to that particular domain. So then we have the embedded domain, the C programming, of course, the microcontrollers. The microcontrollers might get upgraded or differed, but obviously the basic knowledge of right from the microcontroller, you need to get to know about that aspect as well. So then comes the Linux. You have the computer organization as well. Of course, VLSI domain. You have digital design, analog design, CMOS, Verilog. Even right now, Avalon Technologies started giving boards, supplying boards to a Samsung. So Samsung company right now, if you see all the latest mobile that is being coming up with high quality, high battery levels, all that the programming boards are being designed, the PCB boards are being designed by the Avalon Technologies. So Avalon Technologies get into the picture of developing the designs and the board design, and then started putting in enormous number and now they have been into the core category as well. So that's what comes under this VLSI designing as well. And then comes the DSP and wireless domain, signal processing, signals and systems, communication system, C programming, wireless and satellite communications. And then comes some automation category, control system, robotics. Robotics plays a very vital role. Na robotics companyன்றதுக்காக சொல்லல. Basically, we also look into most of electronics and communication engineers, because robotics is going to be a future where the artificial intelligence, machine learning, ROS, RPS, so all that aspect is going to come under the one title called robotics. And obviously, we are going to have the driverless cars on roads in near future. Already பார்க்கும்போது 8 cars are being launched in Dubai and it is running successfully. Uber has launched 6 driverless cars in Singapore and running successfully. So all that the next criteria is going to be this automation. So driverless cars plays a major role in this automation process. So அப்படி இருக்கும்போது this robotics comes into the part of the major category, and the electronic communication is more of required skills that you can learn under the category of robotics, and mechatronics as well, which integrate the mechanical and the electronics. Then you have the instrumentation, the control system, signal processing and communication system, and working with LabVIEW tools and the MATLAB Simulink. Yes, let's move on to the next one. Yes, so ECE students, you can take a screenshot of this, and these lists are being taken from different streams of boarded checking board, and where these are the top list of electronic companies, core companies that that you can get placed in. So right from Havells, you have Bajaj Electronics, and you have Dell as well, you have ABB. See, right now if you see, even இங்க பார்க்கும்போது நியாட் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் ஆப்போசிட்ல இருக்கிற ABB பார்க்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு there are a lot of openings in ABB right now. So because since you are in Sriperumbudur, you know very well, even Hyundai company, if you go and see, the cars are untouched by human being, right from painting, tinkering, welding, assembly, everything is being done by robots. So all the robots that's being placed there is nothing but robotic arm. So mostly பார்க்கும்போது நீங்க Hyundai company supply பண்ற robots யார் supply பண்றா பார்த்தா KUKA is the one who supplies, and ABB sometimes it also gives a refurbished of KUKA robots supplied to the companies which is being required. And also Fanuc kuda is being taking a major place. Audi company எல்லாம் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா they use Fanuc robots only even now. So you have Bosch in India, Exide Batteries, Philip Electronics, you have Sterling Technology, you have Crompton, Greaves, and other aspects as well. And the time given for me is still 5:50, so probably it's 5:42 now, so we'll rush through. Then you have EEE, triple students, you have this, you need these kinds of core knowledge skills to get into the triple core companies, that is circuit design obviously. So any stuff, any EC, triple if you go, definitely you need the initial one is circuit design. So complete planning of the circuit design, apply linear systems theories and analysis, and develop the electrical schematics, data collection and analytics. You have build and operate computer systems and prepare operational plans, and of course these are all required skills for triple students. And which programming language is best for electrical engineer? Basically, I am not much aware about of electrical, so whatever I know in terms of electrical, I have placed it here. I guess in terms of electrical, there are certain more aspects as well. This is what is to my idea. And electrical engineers commonly use high-level programming language, C or Python, to program microcontrollers for integrated circuits and for the VLSI as well. So, do electrical engineers use C++? A knowledge of an object-oriented language. So C++ can be highly useful for tasks like designing computing equipments and building hardware simulations as well. So these are the different core companies that comes under the category for triple mainstream students. So starting from ABB, you have Bajaj, you have Bharat Electronics, you have Dell, you have Crompton Greaves, Havels, Excite, and Kirloskar, you have Siemens, and so on. Of course, last but not least, mechanical. Without mechanical, there is nothing in the world that can be moved physically with a bigger structure. Of course, mechanical is very important. Initial days, we as a recruiting company, when I was being placed in robotics lab, as a junior scientist almost 10 years ago, that time the most of the recruiters in terms of robotics company were looking for mechanical engineer. So that time I am basically an EC streamline. That particular time there was a more craze in terms of mechanical, so everyone were looking for the mechanical engineers. So obviously with God's grace I got that time there was an opening for the EC stream, but mechanical is very important. So without mechanical there is no engineering that could evolve with getting into the structure of getting into the real requirement that has to be placed across. So obviously you guys know mechanical. Obviously maths is very important in terms of designing, in terms of planning, in terms of the structure, and mechanical engineers use math every day. This is the main skill that they develop throughout their education in high school, throughout the college, and also on the job as well. Their math skill are used to solve problems that could be caused by miscalculation. It is also a useful skill in providing cost estimating for design improvements or new products. So many software programs used in mechanical engineering are heavily influenced by correct mathematical calculation. Of course, இது எல்லாத்த விட ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது, as I was discussing earlier in the first one, ரொம்ப முக்கியமானது mechanical engineers, the creativity. So you need to have the thought process of what is the output you want for. இப்போ நான் சும்மா ஒரு ஜென்ரலா நம்ம பேசிட்டு இருந்தோம், ஒரு சிம்போசியம் இருக்கு, சிம்போசியம் ஒரு ஈவென்ட் பண்ண போறோம், ஒரு பேனர் டிசைன் வெளியில எப்படி வரணும்னு சொன்னா how well that creativity is very important in the team skills அப்படின்னு பார்க்கும்போது, obviously for mechanical engineering ஒரு அவுட்புட் எப்படி வரப்போகுதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு first you need to have that mindset of thinking about the structure what you will be getting outside, and with that vision you start looking into the mission and start focusing on different streams, and finally you will get into the time frames of that. So creativity is also very important tool in terms of mechanical engineering, and that is what the core companies looking for mechanical engineer as well. இது நிறைய தடவை கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்க மாட்டீங்க. மெக்கானிக்கல்னா ஆட்டோகேட் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், டிசைனிங் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், அவுட்டர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், மோட்டர்ஸோட கான்ஃபிக் நல்லா தெரிஞ்சிருக்கணும், அந்த ஆஸ்பெக்ட் தான் நீங்க கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்க. பட் கிரியேட்டிவிட்டி இன் மெக்கானிக்கல் டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் இஸ் வெரி 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 இம்பார்ட்டன்ட், which almost many times we doesn't look into. And these are the essential tools for mechanical engineers. Of course, MATLAB, Python, MathCAD. You have the CAD, computer-aided software, and then you have the FEA, and you have the mechanical as well. And mechanical guys, you can take the screenshot, and these are the mainstreams. These are the top mainstream core companies in terms of mechanical. These are being taken with more of a survey group la irundhu and the list la irundhu filter panni eduthudu. So private sector, you have these list, and then you have the government sectors on the right list as well. So you can take the screenshot. So right from Tata Group, Permax, L&T, Godrej, we have Ashok Leyland, we have General Motors, we have Siemens, Mahindra, and then the government. See, one small story just I want to share, just 2 minutes of story. Like Mahindra வந்து ஏன் இந்த core company உள்ள கொண்டு வந்தோம்னு சொன்னா, 6 years before we supplied a robot to Mahindra company, which is in at Chengalpet தாண்டி போனீங்கன்னா you have this place where Mahindra உடைய plant இருக்கு. We had the opportunity, we had that project. என்ன ப்ராஜெக்ட் பாத்தீங்கன்னா, inside the Mahindra company there is a testing lab. அந்த testing labல என்ன அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா, they test different aspect of the cars, jeeps as well. So அந்த இடத்துல எங்களுக்கு வந்த ப்ராஜெக்ட் என்னன்னு பார்க்கும்போது, how many times a door handle can withhold, அதாவது ஒரு டோரை எத்தனை முறை நான் திறந்து க்ளோஸ் பண்ற வரைக்கும் அது தாக்கி பிடிக்கும் அப்படின்றது அந்த டெஸ்ட், அந்த பர்டிகுலர் பிளேஸ். ஸோ அங்க பார்க்கும்போது அங்க என்ன யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா, நுமேட்டிக் ஆர்ம் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. ஒரு நார்மல் ஒரு ஒயரை கட்டிட்டு அது நுமேட்டிக் ஆர்ம்ல கொடுத்துட்டு ஸோ ப்ரெஷர் கொடுக்கும் போது ஸோ அது புஷ் பண்ணுது, டோர் க்ளோஸ் ஆகுது, மறுபடியும் ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் டைம் செகண்ட்ஸ்க்கு அப்புறம் இழுக்கும் போது அந்த ராட் இழுத்தோன்னா டோர் ஓப்பன் ஆகுது. ஸோ நுமேட்டிக் இதுதான் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. இட் டசன்ட் ஹேவ் அ ப்ராப்பர் ஸ்ட்ரக்சர். It is a basic pneumatic arm which is being placed. So we got an opportunity of doing a project என்னன்னு சொன்னா, to have a robotic arm that can actually open the door and close the door. எங்களுக்கு 5 year முன்னாடி ப்ராஜெக்ட் வரும்போது we had Logan, Mahindra Logan, Renault அதுவும் Logan கீழ தான் வரும். So we had this Logan, we have this XUV, we have this Bolero. So எல்லாத்துக்குமே பார்க்கும்போது ஹேண்டில் பாத்தீங்கன்னா டிஃப்ரெண்டா இருக்கும். ஸோ சிலதுக்கு ஹேண்டில் இப்படி ஓபன் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும், சிலதுக்கு வந்து சைட்ல ஓபன் பண்ற மாதிரி இருக்கும். ஸோ டிஃப்ரெண்ட் ஹேண்டில். ஸோ எங்களுக்கு வந்து ப்ராஜெக்ட் வேணா we have to sense that angle of different heads, the door handle, and the robot has to go and hold it and open and close. So that test was given. So அங்க பார்க்கும்போது there is a vast demand in terms of robotic engineers, in terms of mechanical engineers, in terms of design engineers in Mahindra. நாங்க போயிட்டு இருந்த டைம்ல. So just I want to add this. Mahindra இருந்தனால I just want to add this well. So these are the different core companies in terms of mechanical. And coming into the information and technology, IT, of course, எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும், நிறைய பேர் அடிக்கடி கேட்கிற ஒரு phrase IT company. So these are the different streams. IT guys, I think I am running out of time. So probably IT students, you can have the screenshot. Actually இது பார்க்கும்போது இந்த PPT is very vast. நான் ரொம்ப கட் ஷாட் பண்ணிருக்கேன். சிலதெல்லாம் ஸ்லைட்ஸ் ஹைட் பண்ணிட்டேன் because lack of time. So probably God willing, when we meet in person with having 1 hour or 2 hours of free time, so we can have this interaction and we can complete this. So probably in this 1 hour of webinar, I try to cover as much as possible. So information and technology, you guys can take a screenshot. These are the requirements that the core companies of IT is required. Cloud computing and cyber security, networking, analytics, and then the system and enterprises. You have the project management, AI and machine learning comes into the picture. You have the visualization as well. So these are the different software tools for IT companies. You have the big data science, Angular and Node.js. You have Python programming language, Android development, software tests, and Amazon Web Service as well. So these are the top core companies. I think I'm running out of time, so probably we can close with the secrets. Top core companies for information technologies. You have Microsoft, IBM. You have Accenture, Oracle. So you guys can take the screenshot of this. So coming back to, so we have a lot of slides. We can keep moving on, but since we are running out of time, we'll try to wind up. சரி, ஸோ இவ்வளோ தூரம் எல்லாமே பார்த்துருந்தோம். எல்லா ஸ்ட்ரீம்ஸும் we had an overview of how a company recruit a person, what are the basic criteria in selection process, and then we saw core companies க்கு என்ன requirements னு சொல்லி, then we split into departments. 5 டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் ஸ்பிளிட் பண்ணி ஒரு டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல வாட் இஸ் ரெக்வயர்மெண்ட்ன்றது பார்த்தோம். ஸோ அந்த ரெக்வயர்மெண்ட்டுக்கு அப்புறம் அந்த டிபார்ட்மெண்ட்ல என்னென்ன கோர் கம்பெனிஸ் இருக்குன்னு பார்த்தோம். ஸோ ஆல் தட் இஸ் ஃபைன். Excuse me. So now is the time that to reveal the exact requirement. See, there are 2 secrets to get into the core companies. ரொம்ப பெரிய சீக்ரெட் இல்ல, it's a simple secret, but it's definitely a secret. The first thing is the attitude. How well is your attitude to get into the company? ஏன்னா ஒரு கோர் கம்பெனில பார்க்கும்போது உங்களுக்கு சாஃப்ட்வேர் கம்பெனி சாஃப்ட் ஸ்கில்லையோ கொடுக்குற மாதிரி ஒரு லெவரேஜ் வந்து கோர் கம்பெனிஸ்ல இருக்காது. ஸோ அந்த லெவரேஜ் கொடுக்காம will you be able to withstand, will you be able to accept, will you be able to move on, will you be able to push on? So that is what is the core company requirement. The first thing is attitude. And the second most important skill is teachability factor. Teachability factor na enna அப்படி நீங்க கேட்கலாம். Teachability na என்னன்னா, நீங்க இப்ப பார்த்துட்டு இருக்க கோர் ஸ்கில்ஸ் எல்லாமே இருக்கணும்ன்ற அவசியம் இல்லை. Which means these skills are required. But as a fresher, when someone is being recruited, when someone is recruiting you, நாளைக்கு ஒன்னு ரெக்ரூட் பண்ண பிறகு, see today I have Python, நாளைக்கு the programming language differs. Earlier stage we have C, and then we have C++. It keeps on going. ஒரு மொபைல் போன் எடுத்தோம்னா we had Android, Lollipop, so keep on going on. So OS மாறிட்டே இருக்கும், சாஃப்ட்வேர்ஸும் மாறிட்டே இருக்கும், ஸ்கில்ஸும் மாறிட்டே இருக்கும். So only thing that any core companies that require from a student or a fresher is teachability factor. Teachability factor na openness. நான் ஒரு ஸ்கில்லாவே போட்டுருந்தேன், சாஃப்ட் ஸ்கில். openness means accepting the ideas, one point. Second teachable factor is that when they start telling or when they are teaching you something to learn this program, they will definitely give you a training, because ஒரு particular stream குள்ள நீங்க போகும்போது கோர் கம்பெனில, அந்த கோர் கம்பெனில அந்த ஸ்ட்ரீம்ல நீங்க ஒர்க் பண்ணணும்னு சொன்னா definitely you need a complete knowledge of that particular stream. So you will definitely have a training program initially before getting into the field. So on the training programல, are you able to learn? Are you able to accept? Are you able to push yourself? Are you able to train yourself on all the aspects is what is very, 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 very important. So giving our example as a junior scientist in early robotics lab, there I went and joined with a very minimal knowledge of what I have learned from a college and what I've learned from certification courses as well. But after getting into the company, so whatever they train me, whatever the skills they are given, so whatever aspects, even till now, I keep learning, I keep upgrading myself, I keep, always looking to the new stuff and get trained in that. So that factor, that attitude of learning is very, 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 very important. And the attitude இருந்தாலே போதும், நீங்க இனிஷியலா aptitude test clear பண்ணா போதும், basic technical knowledge இருந்தா போதும், HR interview வரும்போது they check your teachability factor. நாளைக்கு உங்க கம்பெனில எடுத்த பிறகு அவங்க கிட்ட இருக்கிற விஷயம் உங்களுக்கு கத்து கொடுத்தா நீங்க கத்துக்கொள்ற மனப்பான்மையில இருக்கிறீங்களா? Are you able to take something new in your mind? Are you able to push yourself? Are you having the attitude of learning is what is the core skill that a core company look into. That's what is I observed in my 14 years of experience working with different right from Reliance, right from the robotics lab, and right from whatever I am recruiting, and right from supporting. My wife is an HR consultant. She is basically an HR consultant. She is working for Covenant India. So she was in HR. So complete HR la avanga kitta irundhu kuda na kattukiten, avanga kitta kuda therinjikittu. The main, even Goldman Sachs, if you see, the core concept or the core quality that is required is teachability factor. So with this note, I think I'll close it. So I've exceeded 7 minutes of my given time. So thank you guys, thank you for being online.